So we are now in a position to look at two other varieties of wide area network. First, rather than lease dedicated transmission lines, a company might connect its offices to the internet. That internet allows connections to be made between the offices as virtual links, so that use the underlying capacity of the internet. You can see the arrangement that is displayed in front of your screen. So this arrangement is called as virtual private network. Virtual private network, in spite of your own subnet, in spite of your own transmission line, in spite of your own routers, you can lease out somebody's subnet, somebody's router, somebody's transmission lines. So uh, you can actually use it, their subnet. Basically, the same subnet can be used by somebody else also. This concept is called virtualization. So compared to the dedicated arrangement, a VPN, that is virtual private network, has the usual advantage of virtualization. So which is that it provides a flexible reuse of a resource through internet connection. So what is virtualization of subnet? Virtualization in computing resources. See, virtualization in computing resources is, you will have your computer. So your computer might have 1 terabyte hard disk and 16 GB of RAM. So now, in spite of using it as a single computer, you can virtualize your computer and you can create a virtual machines inside your computer uh, using virtual tool, virtual box, using Oracle VM box or any VMware. You can use any virtual machineWare and then you can create a. So basically your resource is one, but you can create 3 4 virtual machine, and these virtual machines can be given or rent out to other people. So the same logic works here. Somebody's will own the subnet. Subnet is obviously nothing but transmission lines and routers. That subnet will be owned by somebody else, whereas he will virtualize the subnet. When you virtualize a subnet, that's what we call it as a virtual private network. So that VPN, that virtual private network, can be rented out or leased out to the people who wants to use. So the benefit, what's the benefit here? Consider how easy it to add a fourth office to see this, because a VPN also has the usual disadvantage of virtualization, so which is a lack of control over the underlying resources. With a dedicated line, what's the problem? The capacity is clear. With a VPN, your mileage may vary with your internet service. That is the biggest negative point of pain point of VPN. That's a virtual private network. Whereas the biggest positive point, the biggest brighter side of VPN is basically you are sharing the resources. You have to pay or a part of the resources. That's it. You don't need to take a big capital, and lot of investment is not required to be done. And if you want to add one more office, still it is not that much investment is required, because you have to invest only for from your point of view. Subnet is owned by somebody else. They will take care, they'll charge a bit more as a subscription. That's it. So it's similar to a cloud services that you are using, a virtualization. Here, a computing resource virtualization, you are virtualizing the hard disk. There you are virtualizing the subnet. So that's the only difference, rest all same. So let me get into the AWS, and let me try to show this also. So let's take one example. Again, we'll take Asia Pacific Mumbai. So it has a one virtual private cloud in this area. So if you want, you can create many more. So let me type VPN. So that is our virtual private network. So we can do it through VPC. So you have to click, you can use a VPC service. So let me click on this VPC service. So network is pretty slow here. So that's the reason it's taking so much of time. So just bear with me. Sorry for the inconvenience from my side. So here it is, a VPC service. So now it is asking, so resources by region. VPC in US East, you have one VPC and six subnets, and then round tables, internet gateways. These are all elastic IPs. These are all related to this, but for us, VPC is more than enough. That's what we want to say. Let's click on VPC. Anyway, we are going to create our own VPC in our. So this one, I just want to add it. Okay, this is the reason US East. Okay, it's in North Virginia. That's fine. So now, if you want to create your own VPC, just click here and you type your name of the VPC that you want, and then give a, a protocol, that IP, internet protocol address, then tenancy, and then tags. So now when you create a VPC here, what happens? It literally does the same thing. Virtualization of the, so now it is in North Virginia, right? So in North Virginia, let me get back to the, so now we are in North Virginia. In North Virginia, how many subnets are there? That's what we are going to check now. So it's still loading. Yep, it has come up. US North Virginia, North Virginia. Here it is. So North Virginia has six subnets. It has one VPC, six subnets. Now we have six subnets, out of which when you create a virtual private cloud, it will select one or two subnet, any one subnet it will select, and then in that subnet it will create a separate virtual private cloud. That means it's literally virtualizing a subnet. That's what is happening. So we are taking the services from that. This is how a virtual private network, a VPN, works from actual subnet. And these are the benefits that we have, as so far we have discussed. So if you want to have quick view, view on what are things will be attached to the subnet. So this is the subnet ID, and then it will have a IP, internet protocol, and then network border group and subnet ARN. This is very important. A reference number. This is very important when we go to the Kubernetes. We will use this, and then IP version 4, and availability zone is also very important when we deal with the this thing. And a route table is the one in this subnet. It the route table is the one which actually route the requests, and that comes into this subnet. So route table is very important. Let me click on the route table and show it to you. Yeah, this is our route table that we have. So it's a route table ID, and this is where the route table has been stored.